She entered the cafe like a shadow sliding through sunlight, poised and silent, yet carrying a weight that made the air tremble. Every eye followed her, drawn not by her attire or wealth, but by the strange gravity she carried. The kind of presence that both commands attention and isolates a person entirely. Whispers ran through the small crowd, people speculating about her life, her fortune, her reasons for stepping into this ordinary little cafe. And when she tried to order, her words, delicate and precise, bounced back at her like echoes no one could understand. Silence fell heavy and awkward, until the young waitress behind the counter hesitated, lips trembling, and spoke a single phrase in her own language. In that instant, the atmosphere shifted. Time seemed to pause. The invisible walls between strangers dissolved. If you believe in moonlight, second chances, and the magic of moments that change everything, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Moonlight Stories. This story is one that will stay with you long after it ends. The cafe was bathed in warm, golden morning light. Sunlight spilling across polished wood tables, the scent of freshly baked pastries mingling with the rich aroma of coffee. Most patrons were immersed in their routines, scrolling phones, reading newspapers, sipping coffee slowly, unaware that something extraordinary was about to unfold. And then she appeared, seemingly from nowhere, a woman whose presence instantly demanded attention. Her coat was tailored and elegant, her scarf soft and flowing, her shoes quietly clicking against the floor, but none of these things mattered as much as the aura she radiated, a mixture of power, vulnerability, and profound loneliness. The way she carried herself hinted at a life lived in the glare of attention, yet profoundly misunderstood. As she approached the counter, her eyes scanned the room with careful deliberation, measuring, weighing, seeking connection in a place where nobody understood her. Her order, spoken softly, flowed like music but was completely foreign to the ears of those around her. Patrons exchanged glances, curiosity mixing with unease. Some whispered, guessing at her wealth, her travels, her life story. Perhaps a business magnate, perhaps a world traveler, perhaps someone whose accomplishments were invisible to ordinary eyes. Yet the reality was far simpler and far more human. She craved understanding, a genuine connection, a moment when she would be seen for who she truly was, not for what she possessed. The waitress, a young woman named Emi, felt something stir deep inside her. She had grown up speaking Japanese, a language that had faded from her professional life, but never from her heart. Something in the rhythm and tone of the millionaire's words triggered a memory, a recognition of shared humanity that made her pause. With a quiet breath, she responded in fluent Japanese, the words perfectly bridging the gap that had divided them. The effect was immediate. The millionaire's eyes widened, and then a slow, radiant smile spread across her face, a smile that carried relief, gratitude, and the rare joy of being understood. The tension that had gripped the cafe lifted, replaced by a quiet, almost magical connection. Patrons who had been silently watching felt the shift too, sensing that something extraordinary was happening. The two women began to navigate this fragile bridge between them. The millionaire, who had spent decades surrounded by people who envied her wealth, but never understood her soul, began to reveal small pieces of herself. She shared fragments of her life. Years of sacrifices, long nights spent in solitude, the invisible weight of expectations, and the loneliness that often accompanies success. Emi listened carefully, translating not just words, but emotions, intentions, and the subtle undertones that only someone truly attentive could catch. In those moments, Emi became far more than a waitress. She became a witness, a confidante, a link to a world of understanding that the millionaire had almost forgotten existed. Hours seemed to slip by unnoticed. The sunlight shifted, casting moving patterns across the cafe floor, but inside, time felt suspended. The millionaire's guarded elegance softened, vulnerability shining through her carefully maintained composure. Emi, in turn, felt a deep sense of fulfillment and awe. She realized that a single act of understanding, a willingness to connect beyond words, had transformed the entire room. Patrons observed in hushed fascination as the encounter unfolded, recognizing that what they were witnessing was not merely a transaction, but a miracle of empathy, human connection, and the unspoken power of being truly seen. As afternoon light grew golden, the millionaire stood to leave. She touched Emi's shoulder briefly, a gesture heavier than words, filled with gratitude, relief, and recognition. The café seemed to release a collective sigh as she walked away, leaving behind a sense of wonder, hope, and quiet inspiration. Imai sat for a moment, reflecting on the encounter, understanding now that moments of genuine connection are rare, fragile, and capable of transforming lives. The memory of the millionaire's smile, the shared language, and the fleeting bridge of understanding would remain with her forever, a reminder that even ordinary places can hold extraordinary moments. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to Moonlight Stories if you believe in second chances, empathy, and the magic that happens when someone finally understands you. Before leaving, comment below the one word that defines hope for you, the word that could change someone else's life if shared.